we go. Here we go. It may be a chilly, cool night over in Montreal, Canada, as this game between Canada and Socceroos is set to get underway. It is a beautiful Saturday morning here on the east coast of Australia. G'day, my name's Lockie. This is Oz Watch Football. Here's our live watch-along for Canada versus Australia. Kickoff is just around the corner. Jump in the live chat, say g'day. How are you feeling about this? How do you feel about this lineup that Tony Popovic has named for this match? And as well, what's your score prediction heading into this game? Canada, difficult opposition, picked up impressive results against European opponents in the recent window. As Jason mentions here, Canada ranked 26th, Soccer 25th. So I'm really excited about this match because it's really going to be an interesting test here for Australia. Look, we've got the 2 victories against New Zealand in the previous window. Tough opposition, New Zealand, but I think we probably were expected to get the victories. But we're coming up against, again, as Jason mentions, the team who are ranked just below us in the rankings and a host of next year's World Cup, Canada. Huge. Leia Center 23. Hello, mate. X as well. Great to see so many of you guys joining us here for our live stream. Italiano debut. Yeah, that's right. That's the big call here for Tony Popovic. Jacob Italiano straight into starting 11 as the teams, as we speak right now, are walking out onto the pitch in Montreal. So very excited to see Jacob Italiano perform here for the Socceroos. He's featured for the Australia under-23 previously, I recall, a couple of years back, but finally makes his breakthrough for the Socceroos. He's a player that has sort of been talked about for a little bit for the last couple of years now in regards to the Socceroos, because he has been getting some good game time, at least this season so far, for his club side in Austria. So finally, he gets the call up here and straight into the starting 11 as well. It's huge. Absolutely huge. Only edit. Good morning to you, mate. Who expected round ball and Coast Watch football? That's right. We did the crossover yesterday. Love to see the 2 biggest A-League creators. Appreciate that. Yeah, I featured on a video and podcast from Round Ball Australia yesterday, talking about the sudden departure of Mariners Mark Jackson, again representing Coast Watch Football. For those that don't know, we've got Oz Watch Football, this channel here where we focus on all things Oz Watch, Australian. Also, A-League, Socceroos, Matildas, all that good stuff. Coast Watch Football, we've got a separate channel for Mariners content. So if you haven't checked out Coast Watch Football, feel free to check that as well. Segacic will get his moment, says Jack. Yeah, no Segacic in the squad, of course. Bit of an interesting here that Tony Popovic has known for this window. But hey, it was a surprise seeing the squad named, and we did a video about reacting to it last week. And yeah, I mean, to see the likes of maybe Alzani and D'Agostino, who haven't really been playing as much, called into the squad, maybe a bit of a surprise. But hey, I'm curious to see whether those guys feature off the bench as well. Hey, Leo Center 23 says it was great seeing you on Round Ball Australia. Cheers, mate. Yeah, I listen to their stuff all the time, so it's great to finally chat with them for the first time. Hey. Only edits. Are you friends with them? Never met them. I've never met them in person or anything, but I've been listening to their stuff for a long time. So yeah, they reached out when the big dropped yesterday about Mark Jackson. So it was great to have a little chat about that. If you haven't checked it out, it's over on the Round Ball Australia YouTube channel. And again, you can check out Coast Watch Football for Mariners specific content, which is a new channel we've started up in recent months. Elsewhere in the lineup, Chicardi, Deganek, Burgess, the centre-back positions, Rolls at left wing back again is what we're expecting. Izzo in goals as well. That's another big call. I think maybe we expected to see Matty Ryan return to the starting 11 for the Socceroos. We know Matty Ryan finally at a club now. He wasn't at a club last window. At least he just signed for Levante, I think, a month ago. But he's been playing regularly for them in the La Liga. So I thought maybe we'd see Matty Ryan come straight to the starting 11, but Paul Izzo maintains a spot there, which is huge for Paul Izzo. And hey, well deserved. Don't get me wrong. Like, he was phenomenal. Paul Izzo was so good in those games against New Zealand. So he deserves it. He deserves to be there once again, Paul Izzo, and he's got an opportunity here, really for Popper, that he's capable of being the starting goalkeeper for Australia going forward and maybe into the World Cup. Very interesting one. Look, Kyle Rolls at left wing back again. No Jody Boss at left wing back, but again, it's what we saw in Game 2 against New Zealand with Irankunda starting on the left and Kyle Rolls playing as that left wing back. Again, we talked about that in that second New Zealand game, as maybe that's maybe Popper is a bit unsure about playing Irankunda and Boss together, considering that both are quite attacking players, whereas Kai Rolls is a bit more of a defensive wing back. You know what I mean? Kai Rolls is more naturally a skill defender. Ballard and O'Neill in midfield, as it was in Game 2 against New Zealand. Stoked to see Ballard start again, man. Metcalf and Ture up there in the attacking positions as well. Of course, Mo Ture, great to see him start after he had a little injury scare for his club side Randers on the weekend. But he's fine. He's good, bro. He's straight in. You better believe we're drinking out of a Christmas mug that has my name on it. Thanks for joining us here this morning. Beautiful day here on the east coast of Australia. I hope you guys are enjoying decent weather wherever you are. G'day to Jets Football joining us here this morning as well. My here, welcome. Says we have a very balanced squad. Yep, we do, eh? Newcastle Jets fan TV. G'day, mate. Says, I'm glad Izzo is starting. He's been really good for the Socceroos. Yeah, I mean, like, his 2 matches, I mean, can obviously that one in Game 2, but his 2 matches were great. He made some phenomenal saves. He was brilliant. So I think it's very well deserved that he gets another start here. Yeah. Jabo Myers, is it on Channel 10 or just Paramount? I believe it might be just on Paramount Plus in Australia. Yeah. Dryosaurus in the live chat says, watching from Belgium, 1 a.m. here. Dude, thanks for tuning in, mate. 1 a.m. commitment. Just Will FM tuning in as well says, 12:38 a.m. here in England. Come on, boys. Thanks for joining us, Will. And see you next Sunday, mate. As says New Jets Football. Of course, yes, very excited for that 3 days next weekend in the A-League. Big. It's been a hectic time for Australian football. Australian Championship is finally underway with the first last night. South Melbourne defeating Sydney Olympic 3-2. And then we've got more Oz Championship games today and tomorrow. So there's a lot going on. And of course, the A-League gets underway next week. We've got plenty of A-League content coming out over the next week, sort of previewing the upcoming season. We're planning on being live this Monday evening, Australian Eastern Daylight Time, 8 p.m., to do a big season preview. So we'd love for you guys to join us for that one as well. So Australia taking on Canada. The national anthems have been sung. The teams are set to go. Kickoff is about to get underway. We are here for all the action. And again, I'm specifically excited about this match. Coming up against a good Canadian team here. Hit that like button, support the channel. Appreciate you guys joining us here today. Of course, we're taking on USA as well in a friendly match in a couple of days' time. If you haven't dropped a score prediction in the live chat, feel free to do so. What's your expectation for this game? It'll be tough. It will be tough. This will not be an easy game for the Socceroos. So if we were, look, I don't know how likely it is, but if we were to get a win here, I think that would be huge for Australia. So if we can get a draw, I think against a good Canada side, we'd probably take that. Hey. Yeah, we'll definitely do some video to preview the upcoming A-League season as well. We'll be doing an A-League ladder prediction that is going to be coming out in the coming days as well. The ladder predictions are always one of the big ones, the biggest ones of the year. Will's predicting a 1-1 draw. So it's Irankunda to score. We'd love to see Irankunda get on the score sheet, and we have kicked off as well. Here we go. Canada taking on Australia. International friendly. Oscar Hare says 2-1 win. Says we score a win in the last 5 minutes. Yeah, I mean, it could be. Could we see a similar sort of situation to what we've seen many times now for the Socceroos when Tony Popovic has been in charge, where then so much of the game and then go on and score a late winner. Hunter with an interesting question. Asked, do you think Chikati will remain a captain / vice captain for Socceroos if he plays at the World Cup alongside Ryan and Irvine? I don't think so. I don't think so. A vice captain, he could definitely sort of be that guy, I think, as a vice captain. As Canada are coming forward down the right. Dangerous cross. I think it was Cannon. And it's cleared away for a corner for Canada early on. Yeah, look, I think Chicardi definitely and to be a captain for the Socceroos, but I think if Ryan or Irvine are in there, they've just got so much experience, so many caps for Australia. So, especially in a World Cup, I think that would be captain for me. G'day, Lion. This is 1-0 Burgess header. Love it. Cameron Burgess. He scored a couple goals for Swansea a few weeks back in one game. Oh, he's capable of scoring, Cameron Burgess, as Canada have an early corner here, minute and a half in. Defensive test for the Socceroos. Headed away. Looked like it was Burgess who got the header away as well. Irankunda trying to chase down the long ball. So, Australia deal with that first set piece of the game. Oscar says, the way we play is so boring. We get dominated until the last 5 to 10 minutes. And that is when we start attacking. If we get the results, then I can't really complain. Yeah, dude, it's been such an interesting time with Tony Popovic in charge of the Socceroos, because lots of games that have been a little bit nervy, and even that, thinking back to that Japan game, which was just so much defending. We had nothing before in attack. And then right at the end, of course, Aziz Beige scores that stunning goal to just about send Australia through to the World Cup. So, yeah, here's the thing. It could really work. I feel like Popper is sort of deploying this tactic, this defensive mindset, trying us results of the World Cup. When it comes to knockout football, and look, we learned this lesson recently with the under-20s, the Australian under-20s at the under-20 World Cup. It's all about results. When it comes to tournament football, it's all about results. So I do not care in the Cup if we have 0 shots on goal 85 minutes in the game. Oh, here comes Canada. They're in behind here. Buchanan. Oh, that could be a pen. That could be a pen. Oh, and the referee hasn't given it. Wow. Early controversy here, just 3 minutes in. The bench are on their feet. They can't believe it. Dude, that looked like a pen to me. Degenek just misjudging that challenge. And Buchanan was in. Or Chicardi sliding in. There wasn't much contact at all, really. I mean, minimal contact, if any. Minimal contact, if Chris is asking if that's a penalty. Chris says, I'm guessing no VAR. I mean, I don't believe so. Hey, I didn't think we were going to have VAR for the New Zealand games, but there was, which was ridiculous. Ridiculous that we had VAR for those New Zealand games. If they're not fully competitive fixtures, obviously we know it's competitive against New Zealand, our rivals, Soccer Ashes, but it was great to be without VAR for those games. Come on, Oz. That's right. So, 4 minutes in, and a bit of a stressful start at the back for the Socceroos. Concerning. So that penalty has been waved away, wasn't given, and yeah, by the looks of things, there's no VAR. But I don't even know if it was a penalty. There was minimal contact from Chicardi on Buchanan, but a little bit concerning, that Degenek challenge where he went flying across to try and cover it, and he completely misjudged the challenge, and all of a sudden Canada looked like they were about to score. Oscar, if it's on anywhere, if someone can answer that in the live chat, that'd be great. I'm watching on Paramount Plus. I would recommend Paramount Plus. All of the A-Leagues games on Paramount Plus. But yeah, I believe it might just be exclusive to Paramount Plus, this game. UK fans is going off the second replay. I think it was a penalty. Yeah, the reverse angle showed that maybe there was a trailing foot that caught Buchanan, which, yeah. G'day, bud. Welcome to the live chat, mate. Hope you're doing well. Only edits here with the regards Mariners. Does Kis Norberg to take over the Mariners? If Sydney Olympic take over Central Coast Mariners, does the name and stadium change? I don't think we'll see Sydney Olympic take over Mariners, but that'd be very nice if to happen. Let's come back to that, though, because Australia on the attack. Toure. Here we go. He's in good form for the Socceroos. Couple goals against New Zealand. Probably offside there. Flag has stayed down. Toure. That attack breaks down for Australia. Patrick Kisnorbo to Mariners would be interesting. I wouldn't mind that. I think he's an all right coach. Is he free at the moment, Kisnorbo? I assume he's still in a job. Yeah, that was one of the big stories breaking in Australian football. Central Mariners, A-League men head coach Mark Jackson departing 1 week out from the season starting. So 6 minutes into this international friendly, Canada 0, Australia 0. Canada looking to get on the front foot early on. And you can see Australia setting up in a very defensive 5-4-1 shape, which has worked well for us so far. Again, we shouldn't forget the Socceroos are yet to lose a game under Tony Popovich, which is truly remarkable. It really is remarkable, isn't it? G'day, Sam. Good to see you here, mate. Happy Saturday to you. Oscar asks, have you heard anything about the new head coach of St. Mariners? No, I don't know anything. Also asks, also what national team is Mark Jackson managing now? Well, I don't know if it's been confirmed, but there were rumours that he was going to join Irankunda United, a club side from Thailand, who, funnily enough, are heading to Australia in a couple of weeks to play Melbourne City in the Asian Champions League Elite. So there was some talk online that Buriram United was a club that has been linked with Mark Jackson. I don't know if we've seen anything official yet. I think it's a fair question to ask, mate, as Canada set up a long-range free kick as we speak. Why is Boss not starting? It's a good question. I don't know if there's any injury concern. I mean, Popper in his pre-match press conference yesterday said that there were no injury concerns heading to this game. We saw it in game 2 against New Zealand, where Irankunda started off the left. Here comes a free kick for Canada. Whipped in. Delivery's decent. Delivery was decent. Just too far past the attacking player there for Canada. We saw it in game 2 against New Zealand. Irankunda starting on the left and Rolls starting at left wing back. So I feel like because we know Nestori is so good at attacking, we want to make sure he's utilised in a forward position. That's where he's best utilised, Nestori Irankunda. Maybe he wants a defensive-minded player like Kai Rolls sitting in behind Nestori Irankunda just to support him defensively. So that's what we are seeing in here today. Kai Rolls at left wing back, which was, hey, I've been watching Kai Rolls for a long, long time. Of course, being a Central Coast Mariner, and he spent a few years at Central Coast Mariners and predominantly playing as a central defender. And that's where he plays predominantly his club side, DC United, who unfortunately struggled this year in the MLS. But Kai Rolls, left wing back. Chris says, I hope we change our away kit for the World Cup. I mean, I'd imagine these kits would stay the same for the World Cup. I mean, these kits were released, early this year? Is that right? Yeah, I like it. Dude, I like the away kit. It is certainly a unique design for Australia, but I'm a fan. But I could see why people wouldn't like it too much. It's an interesting colour, but I like it. Italiano getting forward down the right. Oh, and how about that? Wow, the Canadian player there had a bit to say to Jacob Italiano. 9 minutes in, bit of a flashpoint there. Great to see Italiano getting forward, but the Canadian player had an absolute go at Jacob Italiano while he was on the deck there. Maybe not happy with how he went to the ground a bit too easily, perhaps. Canada are in behind down the left now. Flag is up. So, feels like a bit of a hectic start to this game. The Socceroos haven't had much of the ball at all. They're showing us a replay of this Italiano incident. Yep. Yeah. No, I can understand the frustration from the Canadian player there. That replay isn't a great look for Jacob Italiano. Went down far too easily there. That's not what we want to see from our Aussie players. Got to stay on your feet and keep going in that situation. Jacob Italiano clearly going down too easily there. No chance of a foul. But it says, surprised Cammy Devlin isn't starting based on his terrific form of late. Yeah, dude. I mean, he deserves his return here to the Socceroos squad. He's been playing week in, week out, like 90 minutes every week for Hearts in Scotland. So great to see him back in the squad. But yeah, I was expecting him to maybe come to the starting side, considering that he is very match fit at this moment in time. But Cammy Devlin not involved in this starting 11 today. Appreciate you guys joining us for the live watch along. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. You can also consider sending in a super chat to support the channel. Talking all things Australian football here. Adults football with me, Lockie. The Socceroos trying to get something strung together. We win it in midfield. Kai Rolls on the left. Come on, Nestor. The runner it is. Irankunda in the box. Trying to get a pass. Comes through. The shot. Blocked. Max Ballard with a low shot on the edge of the box, but didn't have that much power on it. But that would probably go down as our first effort on goal of the game, 11 minutes in. But so far, it's been very defensive for the Socceroos, which is maybe too surprising. Later center 23. So surprised to see Arzani. There is plenty of players who should have been picked over him, in my opinion. And Leo, man, I think a lot of people would agree with you. I think a lot of people would agree. But look, Arzani is a quality player. We saw that in the A-League finals last season as Canada's long-range shot fires wide. Daniel Arzani is a talented player. He does have great technical ability. We're yet to really see that for the Socceroos from Daniel Arzani. But Popper's giving him another chance. Popper is aware of the talent and the ability that Daniel Arzani possesses. So he's given him an opportunity now because he's been called into the squad here. Again, not necessarily playing that much over in Hungary for his club side. I'm just hoping Popper gives him a chance. Him and like Nick D'Agostino, these guys have been called into the squad who are maybe a bit of surprise call-ups. Hopefully Popper actually delivers, actually gives them an opportunity. Otherwise, what's the point of calling them into the squad? Adstar says, Australia, usually a slow start. Yeah, we saw it in game 1 against New Zealand. You might remember that game against New Zealand in Canberra. First match in the Soccer Ashes. Australia were pretty poor. Australia were pretty poor, especially in that first half of that game. So, yeah, maybe this is just the pattern. You know, the priority, I think, for Tony Popovich's side is to get the defensive side of things sorted out, create that defensive block and really frustrate the opposition, then try and work your way into the game. And, I mean, in those New Zealand games, we were much better in game 2 compared to game 1. Shark, very interesting question. And we'd love for you guys to answer this one as well. Feel free to jump in the live chat, join the discussion. Who's an uncapped Australian player who you would like to see get a chance? Interesting question. I mean, you look at some of those younger guys coming through, especially with the young Socceroos. Paul Okonengsler, we know he's been called to a squad, hasn't made his debut yet. Would love to see. I think he could get a big season for Sydney FC in the A-League this year, and Paul Okonengsler could be in a Socceroos squad soon. Seb Esposito, probably not far away as well. I was even really impressed with Daniel Benny at the Under-20 World Cup. He was great, so he's probably not too far off as well. Another, maybe Adamson at QPR. Doesn't look like he's been playing all that regularly at QPR, but he could provide another option there, right wing back. So there's heaps. But there's a fantastic, again, young contingent of players coming through. As Canada in behind down the right. Great chance. He's about to make the block. Kai Rolls go down so easily there. Did he slip? Good chance for Canada once again. Now the Spurs can forward. Great touch there. It's Metcalf driving forward. Touré's making the run. Feeds Touré. Here's Touré, tight angle, but got a corner. He's won a corner there. Good move from Australia going forward. Good move indeed. So that replay, yeah, dude, how did Kairos just slipped over? A great chance for Canada a moment ago. And then Australia all the way up the other end. Mo Touré, it was a tricky one to deal with because it was a tight angle. So to get a corner from there was all right, eh? So first set piece of the game for the Socceroos comes up to 15 minutes. It's 0-0 between Canada and Australia. Here we go. An in-swinger. Touré's standing pretty close to the goalkeeper. Carol's in that vicinity as well. Irankunda to deliver. Nestor can provide from the set piece here for Australia. Good crowd in attendance here in Montreal. Wow. Nestor Irankunda will not want to watch that cornerback that went sailing over everyone. As Chris, terrible corner. Yeah, I mean, well, Nestori, fantastic free kick taker. Unbelievable free kick taker. Almost scored a star in game against New Zealand. He's already scored a couple for Watford this season in the English Championship. But, yeah, that was a corner to forget for Nestor Irankunda. All righty. What else are we saying here? Let's send a 23 a moment ago asked, is Spurs uncapped? And Chuck does confirm this as well. Yeah, no Max Burgess in a Socceroos squad. As far as I can remember, I don't think we've ever seen Max Burgess in a Socceroos squad over his career. But yeah, it's an interesting time for Max Burgess. Obviously, there's a lot of hype around the moment. Newcastle Jets. He's been fantastic, isn't he? He's been absolutely fantastic for Newcastle Jets in the Australia Cup. And tell you what, like, it's an interesting one because he's obviously an older player. Like I think he's. Someone quickly Google it. Max Burgess. He might be like late 20s, or might even be 30 now. I'm not sure. Anyway, he comes in for the Socceroos. Punched away by the keeper. Good delivery too. It was. Oh man, Ballard gives the ball away. Canada just unable to break forward. But yeah, going back to that Max Burgess discussion now. If he has a big season for the Socceroos, despite being maybe a little bit older compared to some of the younger players coming through in his position, maybe you could look at maybe 31, 30, yeah, Max Burgess. Yeah, so like, look, some of those younger guys, like maybe an Adrian Segic and these attacking midfielders might still be above him. Hey, here's the thing, right? What Tony Popovich has shown us, being in charge for the Socceroos, what he has shown us is that it doesn't matter what club you're playing at, really, what league you're playing in. If you're playing well, you'll get the opportunity for Australia. We saw him in his first few windows for the Socceroos. He called up a number of elite players. I think a lot of us were surprised to see Nishan Lupale called up to the Socceroos squad. We know a talented player. Yeah, maybe just didn't see it coming so quickly for Nishan Lupale, and he delivered. Nishan Lupale already grabbed a couple of goals for the Socceroos. So maybe someone like Max Burgess can come in and make a surprise impact for the Socceroos. So we're a bit of an inch stoppage here as there's a player down hurt for Canada. 18 minutes in, 0-0. Chuck Mead says, Perth signed Tom Lawrence from Rangers. Yes, big signing announced yesterday for Perth Glory late. Well, I was going to say late in the transfer window, but of course the transfer was closed. But as far as I'm aware, Tom Lawrence, former Rangers Derby County player, with a free agent. So Perth Glory went in and have brought him in. Huge. It's for me, it's one of the biggest signings of the A-League transfer window. Because you've got to, again, he was playing Rangers last year, man. A lot of experience in the English Championship. Came through, the academy at Manchester United. He's made a number of appearances for Wales as well. So Tom Lawrence, great signing. Great signing for Perth Glory. EB Gamer 10 says the Australian Championship has started with style. Epic game line. Yeah. 3-2 between South Melbourne and Sydney Olympic. And we've got more games today, folks, as well. I mean, shortly after this game will finish, we've got more games coming up. 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, some more kickoffs. And tomorrow as well, Sunday. Ooh, I mean, it's the big question, ALX. Early prediction, Australia prediction for the World Cup 2026. Yeah, look, I mean, we're going to we're all excited for early December when the draw gets announced, so we can really start making predictions then. So that'll be a big moment. But honestly, the way that we're playing, if we can, here's the thing, right? We've still got a couple more windows to go before the World Cup. If we can maintain undefeated run heading into the World Cup, like Tony Popovich is yet to lose a game for the Socceroos. If we keep this undefeated run going, then I think we can head into the World Cup with a bit of confidence that we could maybe hold some top sides. If we're coming up against some top opposition, we can hold some quality teams scoreless. Seriously, I think we can get away with maybe some points in the group stage. And I think we should be looking to, especially after last World Cup. I think if we can maintain some good form heading into the World Cup, I think we'll be going into a bit of optimism that we can at least make the knockout stage. At least. But obviously, we'll see what happens in the group stage. We've had, in the World Cups years, especially in recent years, we've had some really difficult group stages. If we can avoid France again, that would be great. France, fantastic football nation, man, incredible team. But we've faced them twice the last 2 World Cups, and yeah, man, really tricky team to come up against, obviously. So the Socceroos is starting to work their way into this game now as we speak. We've ticked past 20 minutes into this game. It's still 0-0, but the possession stats they've just shown us in the broadcast almost completely even. You can see Canada trying to press, trying to win the ball. That's something that we expected to see. Canada, coached by Jesse Marsh. We haven't really been able to get sort of any real combinations going forward at this stage. A couple little moments for Australia, but not too much going on there. Tay Burns, g'day Tay, says, I want to see Australia versus England. Yeah, that'd be cool at a World Cup. See those two nations face off. We played England in a couple, in one friendly match, right? A couple of years ago, wasn't it? We did play England. So it'd be cool to face them again, that's for sure. Obviously, a lot of fans of the English Premier League here in Australia. So 22 minutes in, Canada 0, Australia 0. Wonder how Tony Popovich is feeling about this game so far. How are you guys feeling about this so far? Are you happy with what we're seeing from Australia? Defensive shape's looking all right. I mean, we're doing okay. We are limiting the chances for Canada, which is good. It's the main objective. Got some top plays in this Canadian side, man. We played some good leagues around the world. Some good clubs. Again, as Jason in the live chat mentioned at the top of the stream, highlighting the fact that Canada are next to Australia in the FIFA men's rankings. So this truly is a great test for us. Like if we can get away with it, even a draw, I'd take that. I would take that. Will says, I was at England versus Australia at Wembley. We should at least get a draw. There you go. Love it. EB Gamer also says Ocon Jr. should be selected for the World Cup 26. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, like if he has a big season for Sydney FC, I could see it happening. He's a top player. Canada building in the attack here, 23 minutes in, trying to manufacture some opportunities on goal. Haven't been able to really. I mean, they've had a couple times getting in behind, but I mean, Paul Izzo made that good block about 10 minutes ago. Aside from that, it's not like they're really, they're not really. It's not like shot after shot after shot. They're knocking the ball around quite a lot. Canada long range efforts does sail wide of the goal there for Canada, but there you go. I mean, that's a positive for Australia. If we're defending in a block like this and really sort of not allowing Canada to create those opportunities, that they had to take a shot from almost 30 meters out there and it just sailed wide. And Tony Popovich will be very, very happy with that. I think he'll go. That's great. Great defending. Well, boys, keep going. So, can we win it? Irankunda. Oh, I don't know, man. Foul's been called there. Irankunda was almost away. But foul was called. Alrighty. Tan Lee, g'day. Good morning to you, mate. So sometimes it was a 5-3-2. Yeah, I mean, obviously you see someone like Nestor Irankunda stay pretty high at the park. So you might see one, whether it's Metcalf or Irankunda, a little bit deeper at times as well when we are defending. Hunter with a comment here regarding Eli Adams, Newcastle Jets. Says, if Eli Adams makes a move to Europe and plays regularly, I could see him being a Socceroo, even if it's just for a cap like Stamatolopoulos towards the end of Arnold's run. Yeah, he's a top player for Newcastle Jets. I thought he had a good season last year. Hasn't really featured much in their Australia Cup run, but Eli Adams, man, I mean, still an important play for Jets, I imagine. So, yeah, if he can continue some good form, I could see him making a move to Europe maybe in another year or so. Yeah. Stamatolopoulos, I mean, as you mentioned there in that comment, Stamatolopoulos, he's someone that he scored a couple goals against Celtic for Motherwell last weekend. So he's got a few goal contributions in recent games, Apostolos Stamatolopoulos. Now playing regularly over in Motherwell in Scotland. So I wonder if he's maybe not too far away from returning to the Socceroos setup as well. I mean, what do you guys think about that? He's a good striker. He was so good in the A-League a couple of years back when he was at Jets. He was fantastic, eh? Will asks, should we consider Jim Drew being called up soon, or is he too young / inexperienced? I don't think he's too young or experienced. I think he could definitely perform for Australia. Again, he's probably one of those guys who's maybe just still on the edge, on the fringe for the Socceroos. He's still a player ahead of him. The thing is, as well, for the Socceroos, is that our system doesn't really favour wingers. I mean, Irankunda is a winger, but he's doing well operating on this sort of the position that he's playing in. We sort of don't play with wingers. It's more like almost like number 10s in a way. And Jed Drew is an out winger. But I could definitely see him in the Socceroos soon, man. But he's still out with injury, as far as we're aware. Jed Drew. I think he did score a goal or two for his club side, though, early on this season, which was great for him. On a personal note, Jed Drew. He was so good to start the last A-League season at MacArthur. He was very, very good. Goals and assists, and that earned him his move to Europe. Trying to get him behind. They're in the box. Good defensive covering there. Who was that tracking back? Was it O'Neill? So that was a rare moment for Canada where they were, for a moment there, they did break into the box. It was Ballard, in fact, who tracked back. Huge moment for Max Ballard to get another start here. Huge for him. Corner coming up for Canada. 0-0 at this stage. Canada looking to make the breakthrough in the first half here. It's a high delivery to the back post. Header goes up, but Paul Izzo will comfortably pluck that out of the air. Irankunda's making an early run here. But Izzo goes out to Rolls. So Australia so far dealing with the set pieces pretty well, which is good to see. Overall, it's been okay for the Socceroos. It's been good. It's been good. But nothing better than that. But defensively, I think we've done okay. A couple of times we've been exposed, but for the most part, it's been good, man. So if we can try and maintain this level, maintain this defensive solidity, now, the challenge is trying to convert it into opportunities and making sure that we are effective when we are on the ball. Appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch along this morning. A sunny morning here on the east coast of Australia. Saturday morning. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekends or perhaps your Friday nights, tuning in from overseas. Also Friday night in Canada for this game as we speak. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you want to stay up to date to our Socceroos content here on the channel and all our other Australian football content. We'll be doing plenty of value content over weeks. The season gets underway next week. Very excited. Very excited for the A-League to finally be back. And of course, the Australian Championship kicked off this weekend as Legacy Under 23 says, I'm going to Sydney United versus Bayswater City. Says, I'm backing Bayswater. Love it, man. Yeah, it's great. It's great that we've got more football to get to. So, yeah, I'm hoping to get to a few championship games over the coming weeks. Canada. Well, they win the ball out the park here. Great chance for the home team. Comes across to Buchanan. Izzo with a save, but it did make a come off Burgess, which softened the shot a little bit. But Buchanan for Canada has looked like one of their most dangerous players going forward. But Australia, again, maybe a little bit concerning trying to play it from the back there and just getting caught out. So after half an hour of football in Montreal, it's Canada 0, Australia 0. How are you guys feeling so far? Tarnley says Izzo is brilliant. He's done a great job. And it's huge for Paul Izzo, the goalkeeper from Randers, to be given another opportunity here, starting for Australia, especially with Matt Ryan, the captain of the side, on the bench. I think, again, we all expected to see maybe Matty return to the starting lineup, but Paul Izzo, after 2 performances against New Zealand last month, he maintains his spot in the starting 11. So far, he's made a couple comfortable saves. Paul Izzo playing with his feet now, going forward. Australia maintain possession. Here's a chance to get forward. Here's a chance. Middle of the park. What can we do here? Taliano's got it on the right. He loses possession, closes down. So Jacob Italiano, I mean, we haven't really seen, he hasn't been on the ball too much, only a couple moments, but we get to really see him at his best, Jacob Italiano. Game for him as well, his debut here for the Socceroos, Jacob Italiano who plays his club football over at Austria. He's starting at right wing back today. Youngster who came through at Perth Glory, made his A-League debut at just 16 years of age, and then jetted off to Europe pretty soon after, signed for Mönchengladbach in Germany. Was unable to make a breakthrough into the first team there in Germany, but now is playing in Austria and playing regularly as well. And he's someone as well, Jacob Italiano, who's really converted into a defender over the years, coming through as a youngster scorer, what really was a winger, but now much more of a fullback, wing back. And as far as I'm aware, Italiano is foot, so, but yeah, he seems to be capable of playing at either on the left or right flank as well. As Hunter says here, asks here, is Italiano on his position? I thought he was more of a left wing back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's right-footed. So, that would mean he'd be comfortable playing at right back as well. But yeah, I think for his club side, he often plays on the left. From what we've seen. But Italiano getting the nod ahead of Lewis Miller. But I thought we might see it. I put out my predicted 11 a couple of days ago and for this game, and that's one change that I thought we might see. I mean, Lewis Miller still obviously an important player for Australia, but Jacob Italiano is very match fit at the moment. He's been playing a lot of football for his club, and he's got the chance here. And that's what we want to see, friendly matches. Yes, you want to get this starting 11 gelling and our quality players gelling, but, give an opportunity for some of these newer guys coming in. So it's a long throw-in coming up for the Socceroos, for Canada. Socceroos on the defence. Touré's there to defend. Metcalf gets the header clear, and it's flicked away by Ballard. So you could see even for that throw-in there, literally every Australian player was in the box. Like even Touré, Metcalf were there doing the defending. Everyone was in the box for Australia. So 33 minutes in, Canada still scoreless, as are Australia. Socceroos, I'm sure Canada are getting frustrated at this stage now. They've had a good amount of the ball and good amount of territory as well. They've gotten into good position, but they're just unable to really create any quality opportunities just yet. So far, Australia have been managing them quite well. But again, it's really been all Canada. I mean, especially for the last 5-10 minutes now, in regards to like possession. It's been like all Canada, isn't it? Australia pretty much on the back foot. But that's what we've come to expect now. Cross comes in for Canada, away by Carty, who's wearing the captain's armband today. Canada maintaining possession of the ball once again. So we're currently in a sort of a phase of play where Australia are really struggling to win it back. Or at least when we do try and get a touch on the ball, we lose it a bit too quickly, which is something that needs to be improved. As Canada looking to break through the middle. Oh, what a chance. Oh, Izzo. Brilliant work from Paul Izzo. What a big moment there. Canada were almost in. Paul Izzo getting back to palm it away. That was fantastic. Goodness me. That was trickling in, wasn't it? That was trickling into the goal, that ball. But Paul Izzo, great. That's going to be a foul, surely, on it. Great athletic effort there from Izzo. That was fantastic. As Newcastle Jets fan TV comments as well, saying scrappy at the back, but a great save by Izzo. Yes, it was a bit messy. That was, you can see the way. Yeah, that was very scrappy, actually. Just seeing the replay. The ball went through Burgess's legs by the looks of things, and Kyle Rolls didn't deal with it. So, yeah, we've had a couple, like, structurally, I think defensively we've been good, but there's been a couple times now where there's been just a couple clumsy errors. But Paul Izzo needed to flap that one away. He did well. Hunter says, Izzo's definitely our best player outside Matty Ryan. I wonder if he'll start any games at the World Cup. It's the big question. It's a big question. It's obviously too early to answer it, but if he maintains this form, he could be there, dude. Foul committed by Kyle Rolls. Bit of an unnecessary one, sort of tripping up Buchanan on the wing. So, Kyle Rolls currently receiving a talking to by the referee, who is not going to book him, but yeah, it may be a competitive fixture. You might have seen a yellow card. Yeah, it was probably definitely a bookable offence there by Rolls. You could see no intention to play the ball, just completely taking the player there. So Probably lucky to get it to escape without a yellow. All right. Got some great questions and comments coming in the live chat. We'll pull them up in just a second. But Canada with a free kick here out in a wide area, whipped in near post, clicked on. Izzo's there to claim it. So Paul Izzo, a couple of important little interventions. He's been strong. He's been strong in this first half up to this point. We need our goalkeepers to be strong there at the back. Paul Izzo has been required on a couple of occasions now to climb the ball. G'day, Joshy. Welcome to the live chat, mate. And it's an interesting question from Caleb here. Welcome to, I should say, Caleb McLaren fan page. What do you reckon is a pass mark for the World Cup for the Aussies? I mean, I think it's all about what our form looks like. Again, like I think if we're heading into the World Cup and we're still undefeated, which is a chance, man. We've only got like a few more international windows left. If we're heading into the World Cup and we're undefeated, I think the pass mark should be to get out of the group stage. I seriously think though. I seriously think so. I think considering that our squad, I think we're all feeling really excited about the squad, and there's a lot of players who aren't in this squad who I think will be in the World Cup squad next year. Like there's quality players who have missed out on this team for Australia. Does Canada have another set piece opportunity on the way? But I feel like if we had some good form heading into the World Cup, we're undefeated, I think the pass mark should be knockout phase. Just to get at least just to the first round. I'm not going to say, quarterfinals or anything like that. I think that's maybe pushing it still at this stage. I feel like we need to improve in attack a bit more. But yeah, it's all about that form heading into the tournament. Even in these friendly matches, man, it's important to get positive results. As Canada have it on the edge of the box. Buchanan's shot is blocked. They have it on the right now, Canada. Again, Australia dealing with a set piece. We're dealing with the set pieces. Like when the ball seems to get into the box, we're dealing with it all right. But we sort of get it half clear, and then Canada just have it back again. For the last at least 10 minutes now, we've been completely pinned back. Australia haven't had anything going forward. 0-0. Of course, the Socceroos taking on the USA men's national team Tuesday night over in North America. That'll be Wednesday morning. In fact, Wednesday midday, I believe, Australian Eastern time. We will be doing a live watch along for that one as well. So join us for your lunchtime on Wednesday for a live stream as the Socceroos take on the USA men's team as well. Canada slowly building, have it on the left now, trying to get in behind. The cross comes in towards Buchanan. That's going to roll over the line. Goal kick. Goal kick. All right. We are edging closer towards the end of this first half here, and it's still scoreless. And dude, we'll take this is what we've come to expect. Tony Popovich's Socceroos sides. Defense is priority, and hey, we may be some changes in the second half. Maybe Australia to be a bit more aggressive. Timely says we can't attack Canada. Pressing is too intense. Yeah. Got to be wary of we do press as well, hey. Do not want to get caught out from the back. So this goal kick flicked on by Italiano. Can we maintain the ball? So here's the thing, like going long from the goal kick, and Ture's given away a foul. So Italiano. Now this is interesting. It's another little flashpoint here, and again, it's involving the debutant Jacob Italiano, who, for not the first time tonight, has sort of been involved in a couple of little interesting moments here with Canada players. And now Toure. Now there's a bit of push and shove. You can't. Now the referee has just rapidly flashed 2 yellow cards out of nowhere. It's not really clear what's going on right now. All of a sudden there's a bit of push and shove. Not really much going on. There's like a few pushes here and there, but some words were had. Toure and Cornelius. I mean, what was that from Cornelius? Canadian defender there, Cornelius, just sort of pushed Toure. Toure also got booked there. Anyway, it's all a bit of nothing. It's all a bit of nothing there. Get on with the football. Hunter, good question, man. Of all the goalkeepers playing in the A-League, who do you think as a potential Socceroo? Lawrence Thomas or Matt Sutton would be my guesses. Lawrence Thomas, definitely. I mean, considering that he's been called into the Socceroos camps previously, I think the next one. But another guy who's probably not too far off is Patrick Beach. Patrick Beach at Melbourne City, fantastic keeper. Very, very good keeper, and young as well, so potential. So Patrick Beach, I reckon, is probably waiting in the wings at Melbourne City. Matt Sutton, I mean, of course, without an A-League club now, with Western United going into hibernation, so, where is Matt Sutton playing? Matt Sutton have a club? I'm aware Matt Sutton doesn't have a club, if you guys know. Inform us in the live chat. But, Matt Sutton was good for Western United in the A-League season. Here comes Buchanan. They're away on the right. Izzo, good save. Izzo, good save. That was a rapid move forward by Canada. But Paul Izzo did well to get down to make the stop there. Chuckmate also says Patrick Beach is really good at City. Yeah. G'day River, who says Sutton's a free agent. I mean, great pickup for any A-League side looking for a goalkeeper. I feel like all the A-League clubs are pretty set for their goalkeepers this season, but tell you what, if any A-League clubs pick up any major goalkeeping injuries, Matt Sutton's probably the first guy they look at. Because he showed us at Western United last season he's capable of being a top goalkeeper in the A-League. Hunter says Matt Sutton is still signed. There was apparently interest by Jets. Funnily enough, Newcastle signed former Western United goalkeeper and Alex Naseep, a young goalkeeper, and they have also brought in James Dellinor from Adelaide United. So they're set for goalkeepers. It feels like at the moment Newcastle, but they could have seen that happening in the end, but Newcastle Jets obviously clearly need to go in a different direction. Alrighty. So, only a couple minutes to go here in this first half. We've had a couple stoppages. There was a moment where there was an injury break about 10 minutes ago. So, we might have a couple minutes at the end of the first half. As Canada, that's Irankunda. You're really wanting to chase that one down. We haven't really seen, Metcalf, Toure, and Irankunda were so good against New Zealand in game 2. We haven't really seen the best of them here as Buchanan is forward again, down the right, Kai rolls. Well, I'll tell you what, maybe this is part of the game plan for Australia. Buchanan on the right for Canada has clearly been their best player. Again, he was flying down the right and almost in behind. And Kai rolls, well done, Kai rolls, for getting back there and just poking it away. Because Buchanan just showing his pace there, flying down the right-hand side, and Canada have their third corner of the match coming up. And I mean, to be fair, Geordie Boss, it would be cool to see Geordie Boss actually in that position as well, because I'm sure Geordie Boss could match Buchanan for pace, possibly. So corner coming up for Canada. They go short. It's whipped in. Dangerous delivery. Headed away. Canada have to work it backwards. Half time's around the corner. If you guys have any questions on anything Socceroos, Matilda, A-League coming up, anything Australian football, throw it in the live chat. We'll have a bit of a Q&A discussion here at half time. Would love to hear your questions or comments. We are all about creating a community of like-minded Australian football fans. Have it over on the left, continuing to look dangerous here, the hosts. Nice move down the left. Paul Izzo's got it again. Nicely done. A bit concerning how Canada just sort of broke down that Australia's defensive side right there a bit too easily. But Paul Izzo was there to make the block once again. Look at this press from Canada, trying to play from the back. Rolls has it on the left, down the line, nicely worked. Got the throw. Chuckmate says Perth Glory have a really good squad, but they were so poorly managed last season. David's really big season coming up for him. Yeah, Perth Glory, hey. They've done a lot of work at the transfer window, and especially with yesterday's big signing. Tom Lawrence has a lot of expectation now on Perth Glory. David Zrilich has to deliver because he's got the squad. He's got an A-League squad that is capable of competing for finals. I do believe that. But it's up to David Zrilich, head coach of Perth Glory, to get it all going together. Big task. All right. Have they shown us how much added time on the broadcast? I mean, we're into added time. They haven't shown us how much we've got, though, on the broadcast. I would imagine it's maybe at least 2 minutes. Again, Australia unable to maintain possession of the ball in the middle of the park. And Canada, again, down their right-hand side. Again, defensive intervention there, this time by Chikati. So, Irankunda can break forward. Again, I don't know if we know. I don't know if we've seen how much added time we have. But the whistle might blow at any moment. Canada, again, winning the ball back just too easily. We need to be better on the ball. We need to be better on the ball. We clearly need an improvement in that department. Because, I mean, like, in the opening 20 minutes, we had a couple of little moments going forward, but this last 15 minutes has just been all defense. Wow. 0-0. So, it's half-time in Montreal. Canada 0, Australia 0. What did you guys make of that first period? How are you feeling about this game so far? We'll take a look at the stats in a moment as well, because I'm sure it'll be very, very interesting seeing how these two teams are shaping up. The Socceroos with a very big game here against one of the World Cup hosts for next year. All right. So the stats, possession, Canada have had 56% possession, Australia 44%. I'm a bit surprised by that. Felt like Canada had more of the ball. It did feel like Canada had more. Now, shots. Canada with 7, 2 of those on target. Paul Izzo has been required to make a couple good saves. Australia have just had 1 shot, and that was off target, and that was that shot on the edge of the box from Max Ballard. But aside from that, the Socceroos have been a bit poor going forwards. Canada also have a number of corners as well, but there's the main stats for your halftime break. Australia with just 1 shot in that opening 45 minutes. And Chuck asks as well, has Australia even had a chance at goal yet? Like, yeah, nothing really on goal. That's sort of that tame shot from Ballard from range, but haven't really been able to break into the box at all. I think Irankunda got in at one stage for that shot, but yeah, nothing much going on for Australia. What do you guys make of that first? Chuck Mead also says, I think every first half under Popovich has been a snooze fest. Yeah, I mean, look, hey, again, when it comes to World Cup time, if it gets us results, I'll take it. Like, seriously, when it comes to tournament football, I do not care how we play. I don't know if that's bad for me to say, but if we can get results to the World Cup, if we can get through the knockout stage, that's huge, man. That's huge. I just think about the celebrations of, like, again, we just think back to that qualifier against Japan earlier this year over in Perth, where we defended for like 95% of that game. And right at the end, we made a couple of substitutions, and Aziz Bey steps up and scores a fantastic goal. With like our 1 chance of the game, we score, and we get a 1-0 win over Japan, which is huge. And it put us in, the position to qualify for the World Cup. And think, the celebrations there, the scenes in Perth of, almost 60,000 people celebrating this goal for Australia. It's working. Hunter says, according to FotMob, Kye Rolls is the best player on the pitch at 0.0. It's an interesting one. That is interesting, Hunter. Thanks for mentioning that. I mean, he's made some good defensive interventions, Kye Rolls, at the end there. He did well to maintain, to not let Buchanan get away from him, and he did poke the ball out for corner. But yeah, because Buchanan has been so dangerous off that right-hand side, does Kye Rolls maybe need to do better with his positioning? I don't know. Yeah. I do wonder, I mean, yeah, Kye Rolls, credit to him for having that record, doing a good job so far defensively, but I wonder if maybe Popovich would throw Geordie Bolson just to try and match Buchanan for pace as well, hey? Yeah. Have you heard Insignia has been rumoured to Marconi Stallions? I haven't. That would be very surprised by that. Tanley says it doesn't have to be pretty at the World Cup as long as we get through. Yeah. Again, like I feel like I almost feel like that's Popper's thinking at this stage. It's like we can't play through. We're not going to be able to play through some of the best teams in world football at a World Cup. But if we can just hold them scoreless for as long as possible. If we can try and defend and get that part of our game really rock solid, try and snatch some goals. Think about the last World Cup. Think about that game against Denmark. We were doing a lot of defending. And Matt Leckie on the counter-attack, going all the way and scoring a goal. That could be what we do the next World Cup for Australia. That could be it. Dude, perfect timing. Chuck Mead just mentions in the live, Arnold was pretty similar, like against Denmark. We're on the back foot and still won. Exactly. Yeah. Good question, Mike here. And you guys can jump in the live chat too if you've got any thoughts. Any subs at halftime, and who do you think will make an impact from the bench? Quickly pull up the bench as well, because there's often a couple of players missing, isn't there, from the bench? So I've got to double check who's there. This is the starting lineup that we've got here on this stream. So I'll read out some of the players that we have available on the bench. First of all, our goalkeepers. We've got Matt Brown and Joe Gauci there. Defensive options, we've got Lewis Miller, Geordie Boss is there. We've also got Jason Guerrier and Hayden Matthews. Be cool to see Matthews minutes. He hasn't featured too much for the Socceroos. We could well see Geordie Boss come on. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see that. Midfield options, who have we got that could come on? Devlin is on the bench as well as Patrick Yazbek. So no Alex Robertson on the bench today, folks. No Alex Robertson on the bench. It's a big call-up. Seen join with the squad, but not involved in today's squad. No Alex Robertson. So our attacking Martin Boyle, Aiden Hrusic, we know can play midfield as well. Daniel Arzani is on the bench as well as Mitch Duke. And that's our bench. So I wouldn't be surprised if we may saw Geordie Boss, maybe Martin Boyle come on. I would like to see Daniel Arzani maybe get a he's on the bench here. Yeah. No Nick D'Agostino on the bench as well. So it looks like a couple of players missing out for Australia in this game. Nick D'Agostino, Alex Robertson. All right, time for our halftime Turkish delight. Here's a question for you guys. Here's a non-football question. In a box of favourites, what are you going for? What's your favourite? I know a lot of people don't like Turkish delight, but I'm a Turkish delight fan, man. I'm a Turkish delight fan. Maybe a controversial hot take. But in a box of chocolate favourites, what are you going for first? Let us know. A new jersey for the World Cup for Australia? I mean, we don't know, but I wouldn't expect one. We just asked the question, in a box of favourites, which chocolate are you going for? Truck Meat says Boost. Turkish delights are always left at the bottom. Dude, more for me. Hunter says Turkish delight or just plain dairy milk. Violet crumble. We're gonna got some more love for Boost in the live chat. Love it. So, my here says I really want to see Leckie in the World Cup. He's a legend. Yeah, I feel like Matt Leckie's journey with the Socceroos isn't over. I feel like it's not over. He's a player where obviously we know he's struggled with injuries a lot in recent years at Melbourne City. But when he does feature, he often puts in a really good performance. We think about the A-League Men's Grand Final last season, Melbourne City Melbourne victory. Melbourne Derby A-League Grand Final. Matt Leckie was incredible in that game. And you know what the really interesting thing is now for Matt Leckie is that he has well and truly converted into a central midfielder. He's basically a midfielder now. Whereas in the past, for the Socceroos, we've seen him play either on the wing or even as a striker, you know? So Leckie, could he break into the midfield positions for the Socceroos? Look, it's probably unlikely. And I'll tell you why. It's because we've got so many fantastic guys through now, like Ballard, like Yazbek, who are really stepping up. Ryan Teague's not in the squad, but he's another option there. We've got Robertson there as well in the team. So, and Jackson Irvine, of course, we shouldn't forget he's still out with injury. So, I mean, we might only be taking 4 or 5 central midfielders to the World Cup. Is Leckie in the top 5 central midfielders that we have available? No, he's going to. I'll tell you what. If Leckie's going to be at next year's World Cup, he needs to play the whole A-League season injury free. And if he does do that, like if he stays injury-free, still at his age, Matt Leckie, he's still a top player. If he stays injury-free, he could be one of the top midfielders in the A-League this season. That's my opinion. I think he's still a good player. Yeah. Adstar says this is not Australia's best 11. I almost agree. Yeah, there's probably a few changes we would make. Yeah. I think Harry Suter, a fit Harry Suter would probably come in. Jordy Boss would probably come in, and probably Lewis Miller ahead of Italiano as well. Yeah, yeah. The midfield's interesting as well. I mean, Max Ballard. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I feel like O'Neill probably starts in our strongest midfield. Probably Jackson Irvine probably comes back into our strongest midfield. For those forward positions, though, honestly, like, is this Australia's strongest front three at the moment? It's a big question. I don't know what you guys think. Is this Australia's strongest front three? Like Metcalf, right? Irankunda. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah. Maybe Zaps for the World Cup. I tell you what, he's made a great start at Dundee United. If he can keep up his form, dude, I'd like to see him get called up soon before the World Cup. That'd be good. Maybe next month. Extreme 78 right, says which Canadian players are impressing you? Buchanan's been phenomenal. Buchanan's been a clear standout for me on that right wing. Sharkmate agrees. Certainly here highlights unless we play a back four, so there are not many Central Coast Mariners, central midfield spots. It's CM and my brain went CCM, Central Coast Mariners. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, because of the way we play with really only two central midfield, it's yeah, you're limited. If you're a midfielder, you're limited for your opportunities in a Socceroos squad, that's for sure. Adstar expects Boss to come off the bench. Me too. It'd be great to see Popper play Irankunda and Boss together on that left side. I think it'd be fun to watch. G'day, Boston. Welcome to the live chat. Hey, here, mate. Hope you're doing well this morning. Going back to that point, that question I asked about, is this Australia's strongest front three? Tarnley says here that my strongest front three is Irankunda, Toure, Goodwin. He's another player that I feel like we've sort of forgotten about because he's been out with injury, I think, recently, back at Adelaide United now. Craig Goodwin. Does he feature for the Socceroos over the next year? It feels like he sort of disappeared from the conversation a little bit, but he's still a fantastic player. And probably 6-12 months ago, he was still considered one of the Socceroos' best. I remember watching the game. Who were we playing in that qualifier? Was it Bahrain? No, it wasn't Bahrain. I can't remember who we were playing in the qualifier. It was a qualifier in Canberra. And Goodwin was so good in that game, man. So good in that game. He scored that fantastic goal in Tony Popovich's first game in charge against China in Adelaide. Craig Goodwin, man. Craig Goodwin. Again, it's similar to sort of Leckie. If he stays fit and has a good A-League season, he could see himself in this squad. But again, with these players who are a little bit older now, again, I don't want to when I say they're a little bit older, they've got fantastic experience, and we're going to need that experience in the World Cup. You've got a lot of the really exciting, promising players coming through now of this younger age group. We're talking about Irankunda and Segicic and Milanovic, who are younger. Tarnley's also mentioned the name McGree, Ryan McGree. Ryan McGree, we know a player who has been struggling with injury, what feels like forever. But again, when he's fit, he's a good player. And when he's played for Tony Popovich's Socceroos, he played in one of the, sort of those number 10 positions, one of those more attacking positions. So McGree. So, dude, honestly, I keep thinking it. Every time we talk about the Socceroos squad and like the players who aren't even in the squad, I'm like, our depth feels like as strong as it's been for some time. I don't know if you feel the same, but thinking of the players who aren't even in the squad, as Tarnley mentions here, McGree, Irvine, Teague, Segicic isn't in the squad. Sutar still to come back from injury. I mean, there's so many. So many. Jeffrey's in the live chat today. Good morning, Jeffrey. Says to see Devlin in midfield, who's been fantastic for Hearts. I agree, Jeffrey. Would like to see Devlin come on in the second half as well. River Juice is a con in about 4 or 5 years for the Socceroos. New signing at Sydney FC, big season coming up for the teenager, or a con. Looks promising in their Australian games. Yeah, Chuck says here on McGree. Says McGree is quality, but he's always injured, sadly. It is a shame. He's the guy who scored one of the greatest all-time A-League goals, that scorpion kick in that semi-final against Melbourne City for the Jets. Fantastic. Hunter here has been asking some great questions in our live chat today. Hunter asks, do you see goalkeeper coming in to replace Joe Gauci as third choice keeper? Hasn't Hunter here says, hasn't been capped for a while, apart from the last 10 minutes versus New Zealand. Yes, shouldn't forget that, yeah. 5 conceded, 4 clean sheets in 8 games against Port Vale. No, personally, I think Joe Gauci is still in our top 3 keepers. Yeah, I think he's still in our top 3 goalkeepers. It does certainly feel like Paul Izzo has taken over as at least second choice. Feels like now that even with Izzo getting the start here, it feels like Ryan and Izzo are almost like neck and neck now for who takes the lead for that starting position for the Socceroos. But Joe Gauci, I mean, who else would you bring in? You know, I mean, Tom Glover still without a club, I believe. We're talking before about some A-League goalkeepers, Lawrence Thomas, maybe Patrick Beach, younger option there. But I love Joe Gauci, especially if he is playing regularly at Port Vale, as he has been, as you mentioned, now to 8 games so far. 4 clean sheets in 8 games isn't you know, 5 conceded across 8 games is pretty good, isn't it? Yeah. Chuck Mead says us. I mean, we all agree with you here, Chuck, who says, I want to see Jacob Farrell return to regular football. Yes. And if I'm Jacob Farrell, look, Portsmouth, fantastic club to be at. Fantastic club to be at for Jacob Farrell. Number of Aussies there as well. But if I'm Jacob Farrell, I'm considering a loan move away for the second half of the English Championship season, because at the moment he's not breaking into this Portsmouth squad. Stanley asks, who would you sub on in the second half? I mean, I'm looking at Boss, maybe Boyle, and I would like to see Arzani get some minutes. I think if Arzani's in the squad, give him a chance on the field. And Devlin, Cammy Devlin. Yeah. JGS says, listening to your show from the Darling Downs region of Queensland. Thanks for tuning in, mate. I'm not even familiar with that area. Whereabouts is the Darling Downs? Is that like to the north of Queensland? I'm not familiar with that area. Thanks for tuning in, though, mate. Great to see we've got so many folks tuning in here from all over around the world as well. We've had some folks mention that they're tuning in from England, Belgium. Someone from Belgium earlier, right? Yeah, as River says here, Farrell only played 1 match in the championship last season. Yeah, it's not great, eh? It's not great. We want our Aussies getting more game time. River's watching from the Blue Mountains, New South Wales. Beautiful area, Blue Mountains. Love the Blue Mountains. Callum, thanks for chiming in. It's like Toowoomba. Okay, thank you. Zeko Oliveira here saying Flamengo, tuning in from Flamengo. Thank you for joining us, mate. So teams are out for the second half. Here we go. Canada taking on Australia. Thanks everyone joining us for this Watchalong. Haven't done so yet. Hit the like button. Support the channel. We're talking all things Australian football here. And you can also consider setting a super chat to support on the channel. But appreciate you just joining the conversation in the live chat. That's the most important thing. So, second half, what will we see? We want to see, so defensively, I think we were good for the most part. Couple little nervy moments for Australia, but defensively our structure was good. We need to see improvement in just keeping the ball and going forward on the attack. Now, the Australian players surrounding the referee here. I'm not sure what actually happened. So Australia have a free kick. It looks like the Socceroos players weren't happy about something. Now, the referee's calling a Canadian player over. I'll be honest, I missed what happened. What happened? Did anyone catch it? I'm sure we'll see it right in a moment. So it's Cornelius. He's already on a booking, dude. He's already on a yellow. The referee's giving him a speaking to. And there's no further sanction, but Australia have a free kick. Referee, I agree with you when you say I'll take a draw. Yeah, against a good Canada team, I think a draw would be okay. Even a scoreless draw. If we can keep a clean sheet here away to Canada, good result. I think we'll be all right. So Conor Metcalf is going to deliver this left-footed set piece. Options to aim for on the edge of the box. Early set piece in this second half for the Roos. Metcalf, delivery, hey, players going down to the box. Canada get it clear. Trying to get forward on the front foot once again. Nicely done. Irankunda's in. Oh, it's a cross. Oh, what a chance. Oh, what a chance. Well, that's Australia's best chance of the game. Great move. Look at that move from Irankunda. The way he just glided past the defender. And what a chance. What an opportunity for the Socceroos. Mo Toure he just didn't get the contact right. It was perfect. It was perfect. The play from Irankunda getting behind the pass across the face of goal, and Toure was that near. He made the contact, but the contact wasn't quite good enough. I tell you what, if he had gotten a solid shot on that could have been one of Australia. And again, it was that combination of Irankunda and Toure, who were both so good in game 2 against New Zealand. So, just a few minutes into the second half, and Australia already a bright start. Much better already huge improvement. Team. By the way, no substitutions as of yet for the Roos. No, I don't think we've seen any changes for Canada either. So, can we try and maintain this momentum here? Can we build some momentum in the second half? Can we try and push Canada back a little bit and gain some territory and start to create some more opportunities? Because again, that was his best chance of the game. It probably will go down as a shot, but again, the contact from Toure was not quite strong enough, was it? Make sure to join us this Wednesday, Australian time, for the game against USA. Soccer is taking on the USA men's national team. Kickoff is at midday, Eastern Daylight Time here in Australia. We will be doing a live watch-along for that one as well. And we will be live before that as well. Join us Monday evening for our big A-League season preview. There's a lot going on right now in Australian football. Busy time. Great time to be an Australian football fan. Wow, this is a great question. Chuck Mead asks, what's the best looking and ugliest A-League club badge? Wow. I mean, that's... Chuck says I think Sydney FC has the best and Auckland has the worst. I mean, personally, I really like Auckland. So I think is cool. Canada coming forward. Let's come back to that. Here comes Canada. Just too many defenders in the road. Just too many defenders in the road there for the Socceroos. Canada couldn't break through in the end. Interesting question, Chuck, mate. Dude, I think a lot of actually really nice logos. I think Auckland's is nice. I do think Sydney's is nice. Who has the ugliest, my least favorite logo in the league? Interesting question. Maybe Adelaide United. I just think it's a little bit outdated. Like nothing against Adelaide United, man. But I feel like they could find a different design. I mean, and look, we often see that clubs the logos sort of become a bit outdated and they'll go for a bit more of a modern approach. And we have seen a number of other clubs change their logos over the years, like Sydney FC, for example. Maybe Adelaide, maybe Perth Glory as well. Yeah, I'm a bit more of a fan of just sort of the classic sort of, designs, whether that's like a circle, like a shield, like Sydney FC have. Yeah, it's an interesting question, though. G'day, Lightning. Good morning to you, mate. Thanks for joining us in the live chat. And already Austin, have a good day, mate. Canada back in possession and looking to build on the attack once again. They've got it on the right. Long ball whipped into the box, headed away by Chikati. Alessandro Chikati's been good so far today. A lot of these balls being swung in, and Chikati's been one of the guys who's been on the end of things more often than not. Now, he has the ball. Irankunda's made oh, dude, what a chance. Great defensive block there by Canada because Irankunda was flying away, and if that pass got Irankunda was through on goal. Canada back on the front foot once again. Yes, I did. Lightning, big win for South Melbourne last night in the Australian Championship, first game of that competition, 3-2 win for South Melbourne over Sydney Olympic. So, congrats to your Melbourne Lightning, mate. Brilliant stuff for South Melbourne. Tony says, I hope Irankunda scores free kick for Australia. It's just a matter of time, mate. It's just a matter of time before we see Irankunda score a stunning kick for Australia. Of course, he's scored a couple this season already for Watford, and game 2 against New Zealand in Auckland, almost scored a stunning free kick from like 30+ meters out, which rattled the woodwork. JGS, who commented earlier, says the Darling Downs region is in the northwest inland of the state, capital Brisbane, and mentioned that Callum's comment was correct. Yeah, close to Toowoomba. Thanks for tuning in, mate, and thanks for the geography there too. Appreciate that. Wasn't familiar with that area of our great country, so thanks for tuning in as well, JGS. So, Paul Izzo again claims the ball after that chance for Canada. Paul Izzo has had a lot of possession balls so far today. O'Neill looking to go for an early release on the left, cut out. We need to be more effective going forward. Like, defensively, we've been good. Here comes Canada, though. And again, for a pass. But again, like, it's simply a matter of just we've got too many bodies in the road. Like, every time, like, Canada get forward, they look a bit dangerous for us. And then all of a sudden, Australia has like 8 people just in the way. And it's working so far. So I'm sure Jesse Marsh, the Canada head coach, is really sort of going through the plans right now, trying to think of how to break through the Socceroos backline. Because so far, the defensive aspect of this game for Australia. So far, Australia are winning in that aspect of the game. Australia are winning so far. Canada are unable to break down Australia at the back. So Australia are succeeding in defence so far. But still plenty of football to be played, folks. And Canada have looked threatening in this game. Although they've given a ball away cheaply there for a throw. Jeffrey asks, Oswald Football, are you going to the USA, Canada, Mexico for the World Cup? Not, but we'll be watching it here from Australia, and we'll be doing plenty of content on it, man. So very excited for the World Cup next year. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We'll be doing plenty of stuff. Obviously, live streams and plenty of content around the Socceroos games, but we'll probably be doing plenty of content just around the tournament as a whole. Because myself, I'm sure, just as you guys too, football fans, all you guys joining us here. If you're not a football fan and you're here, I'm way here, but welcome to the stream either way. But yeah, we'll be doing plenty of content for the World Cup next year, man. That's for sure. Australia have a throw-in a good position here up on the left wing. An opportunity here to create something, to manufacture a chance. Have to go backwards. Let's see if we can maintain the ball. Ballard pressure. You can see how much Canada, every time we have the ball, Canada just on us in a flash, aren't they? They're really doing a good job of not letting Australia play. So we have to give credit to Canada in that aspect as well. Scoreless after 55 minutes in Montreal. Canada win it back in midfield, looking to go on the fast break. And guess who it is again? It's Buchanan on the right. An early ball. Degenecker's there. So yet again, Canada maybe just lacking a little bit of quality in the final third. Again, credit to Australia for being in positions and making blocks, but Canada probably just need to be a bit more effective in the final third, giving the ball away a little bit too easily at times when they are going forward, at least. So, Canada, again, looking to play their way through. Australia have the numbers at the back again. We're seeing so often so far in this game, there's sort of this 5-4-1, 5-4 defensive setup. Down the left this time, Canada. Slight slip on the ball there from the winger. Cross goes in. It's a deep one. And it's a goal kick. So, again, every time Canada go forward into the final third, don't get a shot away. It's a victory for Australia. It's a victory for Australia. So, as this game progresses on, Australia are going to start to look more and more likely to get something out of this match. And here we go. We've got the changes. Well, Jacob Italiano, his debut comes to an end. He is off for Lewis Miller. Jacob Italiano maybe struggled a little bit. A lot of defending. And we are getting another change. Well, in fact, we're getting a triple change for Australia as we speak. Kai Rules is off. And Geordie Boss is coming on. Great to see Boss come on, one of Australia's best players right now, playing his football at Ironwood. So Geordie Boss is on, and it looked to me like Patrick Yazbek was getting ready to enter the field as well. Yazbek is on. We haven't seen yet on the broadcast who came off in midfield. Could be either Ballard or O'Neill. Those changes have been made. Having a look, it looks like it might be Max Ballard who departed the field of play. So there we go. So, bit of a big change here for Australia. So we'll take down the starting line graphic. We'll focus on the second half now. It's Australia still in a little bit. Big changes there. That's a big move from Tony Popovich early in the second half still to make a big triple change like that. It's a big move, eh? Huge move there. As a cross in for here's a chance. Canada just managed to deal with it though. Still on the front foot. Jakardi's up forward. He crosses. Oh, Nestor Irankunda. He went up for the header. He's not really known for his aerial ability, Nestor Irankunda, but that was a good one in Australia. Nice cross. Jakardi's delivery into the box was actually really nice there, wasn't it? Really, really nice indeed. So, triple change. I'd start mentioning that Lewis Miller and Geordie Boss says definitely a better player. I assume you mean as compared to the guy who played. I mean, in a starting back five, in a starting lineup, you probably would go for Miller and Boss. But it's great to get more depth in those positions. Rolls now looking pretty comfortable left wing back. Here comes Australia again. Irankunda in. Toure. Oh, wow. Another great opportunity for Australia. This time, Mo Toure, well, again, in the second half, he's had a couple of moments. He'll be disappointed. A real mess with the Canada playing out from the back. Irankunda won it, broke into the box. Oh, Mo Toure, what a chance. That's disappointing, dude. That's disappointing. Great opportunity. But this second half has already been a lot more positive from an Australian point of view, hasn't it? Toure, I mean, to be fair, maybe the cross was a bit difficult for Toure to deal with, a little bit too high. If it was maybe across the floor, he could have done better. But that ball sailed over the goal. Hunter says, Italiano seems like he needed to keep his cool as Canada's long-range shots straight-handed, Izzo. Says got heated a few times in the first half. Yeah, there was a couple little moments involving Jacob Italiano. I'm sure he was fired up, obviously making his debut for the Socceroos. But yeah, just unfortunately on the ball, just didn't quite get going for Australia. But to be fair, Australia as a whole haven't really been able to get going on the ball today. So having to do a lot of defending Jacob Italiano, but still certainly, I think, even though this maybe wasn't the best performance from Jacob Italiano, I'm sure he's still in the name for the Socceroos. Good option at wing back. And when we think about those wing back positions, I mean, it's still pretty open. Again, like Miller and Boss, probably two starting guys there at this stage still. But left wing back, we're talking about maybe Bajic, maybe Farrell, Callum Elder. He make a break into the squad. He's playing regularly at Derby County in the English Championship. Right wing back, we were talking earlier about Keely Adamson. Aaron Kacic, who had to pull out with injury again. Oh, here comes Australia. Great chance in the box. Oh, the back heel's beautiful. Oh, my goodness. Well, Australia would be up 1-0 after an hour. And the most unlikely player, Alessandro Ceccarti. Great move. Miller into the box. It was Yazbek with the back heel. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh, dude. What an opportunity. Alessandro Ceccarti. Oh, dude. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. Alessandro Ceccarti, he's a defender, man. He's a defender, and he showed us that he's a defender. But goodness me. I tell you what, if it was like maybe Mo Toure, maybe like a natural striker there on the chance, that would have been 1-0. And as Newey said, dude, what a passage of ball, though. Yeah, I mean, great play from Australia. Miller with the pass, Yazbek with the run, and the back heel. Fantastic. First touches there for Yazbek, and Dude, if Chicati had scored that would have been incredible. I mean, from centre back. Alessandro Chicati. What an opportunity, dude. Well, I'll tell you what, we're over 15 minutes now into this second half, and Australia have had like 3 golden opportunities, really. Really, really good opportunities. So we wanted to see improvement in the second half going forward, and we're getting it. And Canada, I mean, are going to respond here with changes of their own, which I think they probably did need to make, because Australia now in control of this game. Newcastle Jets fan TV says this half has been so much better. Just need to finish chances now. That's the only thing that's missing, because now the chances are coming, as you say. Like, the opportunities are there. Irankunda's looking good. Touré's looking live as well. Great run from Yazbek. And Chicati getting involved up forward as well. So we're getting closer, man. We're getting closer, and hopefully we can capitalise. But what a chance a moment ago there for Alessandro Chicati. My memory hasn't scored a goal for the Socceroos, right? I'm trying to recall. I put myself on the spot here. Chicati hasn't scored for the Socceroos, has he? Central defender. He's really turned into a key player at the back for Australia. Chicati playing his football armour in Serie A. And he's been good. He's been very good against Chicati, but oh, here we go. Can we win? Oh, Irankunda almost away. Canada doing well. But again, dude, we're winning the ball now in midfield. We're doing all right. We're starting to get back into this game, seriously. After a first half, it was basically all Canada. Australia just had one effort in that first half. One shot. Wasn't even on target. But in the second half, the shot really starting to flow for Australia. Now we have it on the left, and we've got some more attacking players there. Boss, that's got to be a foul, surely. No. Boss looked like he was blocked off. No foul. And as Chuck says here, yeah, can we just put it in the back of the net? Only thing that's missing now, isn't it? G'day to Braddy 10. Good morning, mate. Well, good afternoon, I should say now, here on the east coast of Australia. In New South Wales, at least. Hunter says, unless Bache has an absolute stinker of a season, he should probably be in the squad just for being a player that secured our qualification for the World Cup. And because of his experience as well, like, he knows what it takes to play at a World Cup. So, yeah, he's probably still in with a shout. It'll be interesting to see what happens when the A-League season gets underway, whether Aziz Bache does come, back into the Socceroos squads maybe next month. Spencer, man, says Australia will score last minute. Yeah, I mean, it's been the story for the Socceroos on a number of occasions in recent times. So, dude, I'll tell you what, if we can come away from this game with a 1-0 win against a good Canada team away from home in Canada, it'd be huge. It'd be huge. And it's a chance happening. It's still a chance happening. Ooh, Lightning asks Caputo for the World Cup squad. I mean, he's probably still maybe a few years off. I think Caputo. He's a promising player, and he was very, very good in the final group stage game for the young Socceroos at the Under-20 World Cup, scoring a couple of goals. But he's probably still a few years off. There's probably too many strikers ahead of him at the moment. But I'll tell you what, if Caputo, if he should be playing regularly for Melbourne City this season in the A-League, so if Caputo can rock up this season and score, 15 plus goals in the A-League, it'd be an easy chance, hey? Canada are back on the ball and back building in a forward position. Cross comes in from the left. When they're for Canada, and Boss, well done, Geordie Boss, dealing with it, and he does very, very well. Geordie Boss, this guy is a class player, and he's flying down a foul. No, it's not. It's Geordie Boss bundled over. But that was so nice how he dealt with that Geordie Boss and was flying down between them. Yes, as a Mariners fan, very sad to see Caltech leave, and it'll be weird seeing Brian Caltech play for another A-League club, that's for sure. And Beach for the World Cup squad. Again, probably, if anyone's probably more likely, maybe Patrick Beach ahead of Caputo, in my opinion. I think Patrick Beach probably is closing in on a Socceroos call-up maybe in the future. Spencer asking, been close to the point. Well, we've had a couple of good chances just in the second half now. Yeah, just recently. Great Chicati should have scored. He had a great shot in the box. Sailed wide of the goal. So I think we should be 1-0 up, honestly. Yeah. We have been close indeed, Jeff. We are starting to get into better positions and starting to create the chances. Great to see so many of you joining me for this live watch-along Canada versus Australia. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. You can also consider sending in a super chat. 67-minute play in Montreal. 67 minutes, and it's 0-0. Those teams have had decent chances. Australia's been looking pretty good in the second half, but Canada still looking dangerous. Edge of the box. Oh, the player's gone down. I don't know, man. Yep. Referee says no penalty, and I agree. Didn't look like there was much in it. They're coming forward again, though. The shot sails wide. Well, Canada, I mean, a lot of their shots, like Canada are racking up the shots in this game, but yeah, a lot of them have been sailing wide, and from too. Showing us a replay of this penalty shout. Yeah, this Chicardi's just standing his ground, really, just staying strong. I don't know if there'll be a penalty in that. Yeah. Paddy asks, Izzo 20 Australian Championship games. Definitely hoping to get to a few over the next few weeks. Not getting to any this weekend, but very excited to catch the games over the weekend. That's for sure. Chuck Mead says, could Anthony Carter be an outside shot for a Roos call-up? Yeah, well, we know Anthony Carter's playing over in the top flight in Portugal, which is awesome to see. Hey, he could. Again, considering how many strikers we have and considering we really need to play with one out-and-out striker, he'll have to deliver for his club because we've got a lot of competition for those forward positions now. Some good young players coming through. Anthony Carter, I could see him in the vicinity in regards to Socceroos selection going forward. Look, a lot of us didn't expect Nick D'Agostino to be selected. Even on the bench today, Nick D'Agostino, alongside Robertson. Those two guys not on the bench today, so hopefully they'll be involved in game 2 against USA. Canada had on the left. Australia opened up a little bit. Cross comes in. It's dangerous. Oh, it comes across the face. Great chance. Oh, my goodness. Maybe Canada's best chance of the game. 69 minutes in, and Paul Izzo with another great save. Was it a block from a defender? Goodness me, great move down the left. A hint of an offside on the left wing. Cross was good. The cutback was good as well. And I reckon it was Izzo with a save. We didn't get to see on the replay. Yeah. So, tell you what, if Izzo made that save again, that's huge. If Izzo did make the save there, dude, I tell you what, it's a conversation right now in regards to like who's going to be that starting goalkeeper for the Socceroos going forward. Because Izzo is having another very good game. And we've got Socceroos captain Matty Ryan on the bench. But I tell you what, at this rate, Paul Izzo is going to maintain his position as the starting goalkeeper for Australia. He's been very, very good. Once again. Knew we just reckon save it. Yeah. Down the right is Toure. Toure sends in an early cross. No one's there. Irankunda's arriving late. Oh, Australia score! Nestori scores! Oh, one moment out of nothing. Australia lead, and it's Nestori. Oh, brilliant. What a moment. Wait, was there a foul? No. Have they called? No, it's no foul. Irankunda was slotted in, and Australia score. Oh my goodness me. That came out of nowhere. Oh my goodness. Nestori Irankunda has just scored for Australia. Great ball down the right. Toure made the run. He early cross, and I was like, what is he thinking? There's no one really there. And Irankunda has just slid in, defender completely unawares. There's no foul. That's never a foul. He's just gone in and put the ball in the net. Oh, incredible. Nestori Irankunda scored again for Australia. Huge moment for the Watford winger. Wow. And as Newey Jet says here, aggression to want that from Irankunda. That's right. And that's what these young, exciting players bring. The enthusiasm from Nestori Irankunda. It looked like everyone thought, even the Canadian defenders there, thought that chance was over. A bit of a nothing cross from Toure. but it found its way out to Irankunda, who slid in and all of a sudden scored. It's like Canada just completely just stunned. Canada are stunned. Get in Irankunda, says Newey Jets fan TV. And as Hunter says here, third goal for Irankunda, if Wikipedia is correct. Well, I'm trying to recall. Yeah, he scored a couple years ago. Was it last year? Yeah, I'm trying to recall Irankunda's goal. He scored really early on. Is that his third or his second? I'm trying to remember 3 goals for Irankunda. Someone in the live chat mentioned Irankunda's goals. The one that he scored in qualifying like ages ago. It was a penalty. Wasn't that a penalty? Didn't Irankunda score a penalty for his first goal? I'm trying to remember the second goal. Wait, didn't Nesri score against Auckland? Am I blanking? I think I'm blanking really hard right now. Nesri scored against Auckland, didn't he? No, he did. He did. Of course he did. I recall the goal now. Yeah, that right foot strike from close range. Wow, I blanked on that. Yeah, so that would be a third for Irankunda, wouldn't it? Goodness me, what a moment. Australia lead after 73 minutes. And we've got another change. Mitch Duke is on to the field, and he's replacing Mo Toure, who assisted that goal for Australia. So the experienced striker, Mitch Duke, is on. Good to see Mitch Duke here. Look, he's a player who Australian fans have mixed opinions of Mitch Duke, but I still think he's a decent player, and he's popped up with some crucial goals for the Socceroos. And I tell you what, now that we have the lead, good player to bring on. Mitch Duke is going to work hard. He's going to close the defenders. Look at him right now. He's trying to press those defenders. Shots at goal stats on the broadcast, 11 for Canada, 5 for Australia. And here you go. I mean, we said it early on. Will we get the same storyline for the Socceroos where it's all defending for the early stages of the game? And then we go and snatch it late on. Now, we shouldn't get carried away. There's plenty of time in this game. 74 minutes play. Australia 1, Canada 0. Nestri Irankunda is the name. On the score sheet again, Australia. There we go. Scored in Auckland. Thanks, Butter. Thanks for confirming that as well. Yeah. Yes, at Bangladesh, that rings a bell. Yeah, it was in Perth. Nestri, scored that penalty against Bangladesh in Perth. That now familiar, isn't it? So it's a huge moment for Australia, and it's another big moment for Nestri Irankunda, who continues his big rise here. He's playing regularly for Watford, and now Nestri Irankunda playing regularly for Australia, and now scoring in back-to-back games for the Socceroos. Dude, it really is exciting to see this guy just continue to develop and continue to improve game by game. Nestri Irankunda. You know, there's a lot of conversation around Nestri Irankunda and in regards to, they've just shown us that replay of that Izzo save a few moments back. And yeah, that was a great save, good reflexes. But Nestri Irankunda, man, I mean, he wasn't, you might remember, like a year ago, like Popovic was leaving him out of some squads over the last year, right? There was squads where he was missing out. But now he's well and truly in this team, Nestri Irankunda, not just in the squad, he's in the starting 11. He's a starting 11 player now. Incredible. So clarifying, Palestine it was against that he scored his first goal and got the assist against Bangladesh. The free kick comes in for Canada and it sails wide to a big corner. Waterman close off that set piece for Canada. So yeah, that was what goals for Nestri Irankunda for Australia, and hopefully many more to come in the years to come for Nestri. But now it is a corner set piece opportunity for Canada. Once again, can Australia hold on to this 1-goal advantage for the next 15 plus minutes? Izzo punch. Great punch from Izzo, commanding in the box. Brilliant stuff. Fantastic at the back. I mean, he's probably been Australia's best player as we win the throw. Brilliant stuff. Unnecessary. It's really unnecessary from the Canadian player there. Big push on Miller. Very unnecessary. Lewis Miller just basically doing nothing, just looking to walk around, and all of a sudden copped a big push in the chest. Anyway, we play on. But Paul Izzo, another fantastic defensive intervention, and he's been so good once again. And I tell you what, I mean, every game he plays now, the questions are being answered. Paul Izzo is in charge. Goalkeeper position now. So we are starting to enter the final stages of this game. Australia 1, Canada 0. Dude, I mean, we said it at the top of the match, right? We said it at the top of the stream that if Australia can just get a wet draw, a scoreless draw, I mean, that would be a great result. If Australia can hold on to this 1-0 victory away to Canada, World Cup hosts, one of the 3 World Cup hosts for next year, it will be huge. Paul Izzo's come out. Brilliant again from Paul Izzo, reading that well and claiming the ball. This guy is in top form. Paul Izzo, tell you what, we've got Matty Ryan, one of Australia's all-time best goalkeepers, really, and Matty Ryan on the bench, captain of the side. But Paul Izzo, I tell you what, he is now the number 1 goalkeeper for Australia. I think we're confident in saying that in a competitive fixture, you would not want to drop Paul Izzo at this rate. Jackson says, it's been a fun watch. It's been really enjoyable. I mean, the early stages for an Australian point of view was tough, but it's great in the second half. We've started to come out and attack more, which I think we expected a little bit. As Tarnley says here, it has been a trend to park the bus for the first half and score around 60 to 70 minutes. Yeah. It's yeah, and it's working, dude. It's working. And again, like, I don't care. Like, right? Like, if we're in the back, in that first half, we had 1 shot. Canada had, like, all of the territory. We were just pinned back for that entire first half. But, yeah, man. It's been phenomenal. It's been phenomenal the way that this side has just defended and stayed resolute, stayed patient. And in the second half, taken an opportunity. Nestor Irankunda took a little bit of enthusiasm and a little bit of strength just to step in and score. Brilliant. Xavier, mate, can I ask how Jacob Italiano played? Yeah, he did depart the field about 10 minutes or so ago. He was okay. He didn't have too much possession of the ball, having to do a lot of defending at right wing back, but he was all right. He was okay. As Chuck says as well, yeah, he did all right, but has been substituted. So it's a good comment, man. Yeah, it says seems like we take that first half to identify the weaknesses in our opponent and then hit on the second half. Yep, I mean it's been a pattern that we've seen regularly for the Sonny Popovic side. So this is really nervy for Australia. Another set piece came up for Canada. We just ticked past 80 minutes in this game. Set piece deliveries deep. Izzo, incredible, gets the punch again. Paul Izzo is commanding his box today. And at this rate, Canada not scoring because Paul Izzo, very good. Now, what's happening here? The referee, the player stopped. There's a player holding his head. It might have been a collision there, perhaps. But goodness me, Paul Izzo, as Tarnley says, Izzo man of the match. He's been incredible. They're showing us the replay. Yeah, so Izzo got the punch. And there might have just been a bit of collision amongst the players there in that set piece. But goodness me, performance. It's reminiscent of the A-League Elimination Finals back in 2024. Melbourne Derby Elimination Final. Paul Izzo with one of the all-time great goal performances in that game. You might remember going to a penalty shootout and Paul Izzo pulled off some of the most miraculous saves we've seen in the A-League. And form like that earned him a move over to Europe, to Randers, where he's now playing his football. And we are seeing this incredible story for Paul Izzo, former Adelaide United, Central Coast Mariners, Melbourne Victory goalkeeper, is now representing Australia on the world stage, all the way over on the other side of the planet in Montreal. Paul Izzo is putting in a heroic performance, and if Australia do go on to win this game 1-0, Paul Izzo surely has to be player of the match. Australia, well done, Lewis Miller, showing some good strength. Australia looking to maintain the ball. Got the throw. now half. Oh boy, dude, I'm really hoping we hold on here. This is going to be huge if we win the game. Like, it's funny, it's just a friendly match, but you just really feel like, considering this is one of the World Cup hosts, a good team in Canada, they're ranked they're right next to us in the FIFA rankings. And they've been in good form this year, Canada. They've been getting some good results. In the last window, they defeated Romania, Wales. Australia is minutes away from picking up a win here against one of the World Cup hosts. Another change for the Socceroos. Connor Metcalf has worked out today. Not too involved overall. We haven't really mentioned his name too much, Connor Metcalf, today, but Martin Boyle is on for the final minutes. Now, what's going on here? There's more talking in regards to the referee and some of Canada's players. There's been a real sort of competitive edge to this game. Obviously, it's just an international friendly, but it's been a lot of moments where the referee has had to sort things out, and he's given lots of yellow cards. Interesting. Chuck Meat says Izzo was a late bloomer. He's already 30, but there's still plenty of years left for a goalkeeper. Absolutely. Absolutely. 83 minutes played now. Minutes ticking by, and the Socceroos getting closer to a big, big victory. Now, more push and shove. Look at this. Well, Lewis Miller, again, I don't know whether he did anything wrong there, but the Canadian player, again, reacting. For the first time today, there's been 4 or 5 occasions where there's been some real push and shove between the players. Here he comes, nicely one in the air. Is that a foul? It is. And look at the referee again. Well, the Canadian players are clearly frustrated here because every minute now there's a flashpoint across the park. And look, considering they've got a big home crowd here and they're trailing here at home, one of the World Cup hosts here, Canada, I'm sure they're really frustrated with how this game is being played out. As Newy Jets says here, yeah, Lewis Miller loves it. Always a committed player. Lewis Miller doing defending now. Canada down the left, and they can't keep it in play. Australia are closing in on a huge victory. It's 1-0. Nestori Irankunda with another goal. And Socceroos are going to be taking some fantastic form into the game against USA on Wednesday. Join us for the live watch along on Wednesday for that game as well. Because goodness me, this Australia team is just getting better and better and better. Izzo goes long with the goal kick. Not too long to go. As Hunter says here, I think the stadium was sold out too. Yeah, I heard that, hey. And it's looked like a really strong crowd, yeah. It's been a great crowd and great stadium too as well. Great size stadium. It'd be great to see some stadiums like this in Australia. You know, it's nothing like massive, but like it's a great crowd, great sort of size for football, hey. Tarnley says Australia will beat USA. Well, dude, honestly, after this result, we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. And again, it's not over, so we don't want to get carried away. But if it does stay this way, it's huge for Australia. And we'll be heading to that game against a good USA team with a lot of confidence that we can get a result. It's Australia 1, Canada 0. Hunter says Metcalf and Deganek hasn't been mentioned in the game much. Yeah, I mean, Chardia has been the real standout at the back. Now here comes Australia. It's Irankunda again. Surely that's a foul. Irankunda, free kick. Australia in a great position here now. Well, Canada simply haven't been able to deal with Nestor Irankunda today. He's taking on 3 players and he's fouled. Canada have not dealt with Nestor Irankunda today. He was too quick to get on that ball for the goal. And now he's won a free kick in a great position, and Australia have a great chance here to find a second goal. Chuck Mead says, I think Boyle is an option to start on the wing compared to Metcalf. Yeah, 2 very different players as well, should be mentioned. Free kick, punched away by the keeper. Canada can come forward here. Here comes the counter-attack. Good little defensive block and good sliding tackle. Great direction because Canada were looking dangerous for a moment there. Now Australia can get forward again. It's Duke. We've got a player unmarked. It's Martin Boyle. Goalkeeper is there to claim. Great chance. Great chance again. This game is opening up in these final stages. So moving the ball well. They've got it over on the left-hand side. Cross comes in. There's Izzo. Yet again, Paul Izzo. It's one of the best goalkeeping performances I've seen from a Socceroos goalkeeper in recent times. Paul Izzo has been nearly flawless tonight. Wow, dude. Hunter says, I think Metcalf may be better as an impact sub maybe than a starter too. It depends on the opponent too, eh? Probably depends on the opponent. Here we go. Chicardi's dribbling it forward. Australia all of a sudden looking like they're real dangerous on the counter-attack as Canada are committing numbers forward. Here's Chicardi in the box. Great chance. He crosses it. Oh! Irankunda sliding in. He's unable to get the contact. Australia so close to goal number 2. Look at the space. So Canada now coming forward. There's a real sense of desperation now for both teams. It's a match, but it doesn't feel like it. Oh, space here for Canada, edge of the box. Good work by Burgess, blocking. Cross comes in, away by Chikati, who's been immense tonight. Another long-range shot, and guess who? It's Paul Izzo with his 1 billionth save of the day. Goodness me. Well, Canada, they've been trying. They've been trying so hard. They've been pushing it, giving us a real test today. But Australia are standing up to the test. And I tell you what, in Tony Popovich's tenure, this may go down as one of the best victories. Of course, we think about the wins against Japan and Saudi Arabia in qualifying, but against a good Canada team here in Canada. Not many people, even the most optimistic Aussie fans expected a win here for the Socceroos. Another comes in. Here's Canada. Oh, Paul Izzo has again pulled off an incredible save. Oh my goodness. This is unbelievable what we are witnessing here, folks. Right in front, Paul Izzo has kept the clean sheet for Australia still. And I tell you what, we were asking the questions at the start of the stream. The discussions are over. At this rate, Paul Izzo is starting the World Cup. Incredible. We're about to tip into injury time. How much added on? Haven't had that many stoppages. 5 minutes by the looks of things. 5 minutes. That's what it looked like to me. It is indeed 5. Look at this. More push and shove. And they've got the jersey of O'Neill. It's Lorea, who's been at the centre of things for Canada. He's got a booking. Irankunda's tugged his shirt now. That's another yellow card. Oh, been booked. Well, this has been a bizarre game, man. This has been very, very bizarre. I mean, the referee just has to calm this down because this has been happening way too often. I mean, a foul committed, the ball kicked away. But again, Lorea reacting like that, I mean, just unnecessary. Anyway, Australia are 4 minutes away now from sealing victory against Canada, but it's a set piece for the hosts. All hands at the back. The live chat loves that save from Izzo a moment ago. What's happening here? Bit of a delay on the free kick. Now it's going to be sent in. Bit of a false start there on the set piece. It's whipped in. Here it comes. Good delivery. Flicked on. Paul Izzo is the name. Canada aren't scoring. Canada are not going to score. I'm sorry, but Canada are not going to score. And the reason is Paul Izzo. Paul Izzo. Another more push and shove. Well, this is ridiculous now. Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. This game has exploded now. Nestori Irankunda needs to be calmed down. This is ridiculous now. This is ridiculous. These are incredible scenes for a friendly match. Nestori Irankunda. Now players have come off the bench just to pull Irankunda onto the sidelines. Wow. Well, we've seen glimpses of it from Irankunda in the A-League, in the original rivalry. Nestori Irankunda in the center of a big physical tussle there. Wow. Not need to react like that, Nestori Irankunda. Look, didn't need to get the push there. But goodness me. Nestori Irankunda has been booked. Dude, we're so close to a big victory. We've just got to keep our heads here. Irankunda, such a passionate, fantastic player here. Going to be a substitution now. And it looks like, yep, it's Nestori coming off, which is good. Lazani's on. Look at this. It's a big embrace. It's a big embrace between Irankunda and Popovic. Wow, incredible scenes here at the end of this friendly. You could see, I think it was Matty Ryan. I think it was Captain Matty Ryan running onto the field, pulling Nestori Irankunda. Daniel Arzani's on for the last couple of minutes. 2 minutes to go, less than that now. This has been a truly fiery ending to this friendly match. Correa on the ball, feeds it down the right. Canada in behind. They shoot. Paul Izzo has pulled off another phenomenal save. We are witnessing one of the greatest goalkeeping performances of all time from an Australian point of view. We are witnessing one of the all-time great Socceroos goal performances here, folks. Paul Izzo, historic. 8 saves. 8 saves for Paul Izzo. Goalkeeper's up for Canada. Set piece whipped in. It goes up. Headed away once more. Still on for Canada. Paul Izzo should claim. He's missed it. It's cleared. Surely a foul on Izzo. He was taken out. Final minute now. Everything forward for Canada. Hacked away by Duke. Seconds remain. This feels like a World Cup match. This feels like a World Cup outstage match. Forward ball. Duke is away. Duke is away. The goalkeeper gets there first. Seconds to go. Goodness me, this feels like a knockout stage game in the World Cup. This has been one of the most intense friendly matches I have ever seen. Paul Izzo surely fouled there to go. Incredible how that didn't go in for Canada. Time is up. Time is up. Surely now. More push and shove. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. The amount of pushing and shoving in this game has been unbelievable. The physicality shown by both sides. I can't believe what we're witnessing here. This is truly a remarkable game. I can't believe what we're watching here. Goalkeeper sends it long. It's not the best delivery. It's out wide. Surely now the whistle needs to be blown. We have ticked past the 5 minutes. We have ticked past the 5 minutes and it's still play on. Cross comes in, away by Deknek. Surely not for the corner. Corner for Canada. We are now 1 minute past the time. We are well past at a time now. Short corner, whipped in. Header goes over the bar. Full time! Socceroos win! Huge victory for Australia in one of the most dramatic and intense friendlies you are yet to see. Oh my goodness. Well, the Socceroos have outplayed Canada here. Defensive solidity. Nestori Irankunda with the goal. What a game and what a fight, says Hunter. Oh, incredible. Well, truly dramatic scenes. Truly dramatic scenes throughout the end of that game. The push and shove. Nestor Irankunda at the center of it. Oh my goodness. And that's right. As Peter raises the point here, he says great wins. Don't forget, Canada played both Romania and Wales off the park in their away wins. One of the World Cup hosts here, Canada and Australia, have gone to Montreal and kept a clean sheet and defeated them. Australia in top form right now. And I tell you what, could well get a big result against USA on Wednesday because they are in top form here. But Socceroos, Tony Popovich's Socceroos, has defeated Jesse Marsh's Canada here. It is a massive result. And we have witnessed one of the all-time great goalkeeping performances from Paul Izzo, who is without a doubt now Australia's #1 goalkeeper. This is the day. This is the day that will be remembered for Paul Izzo, that he has taken over as Australia's first choice goalkeeper. A historic match here for Paul Izzo. And a big win for Australia. Irankunda scoring in the 71st minute. It's a friendly game in the end, but it's a huge result for Australia. I appreciate you joining us for this live watch long. Join us for the live watch long for USA versus Australia during midweek. Wednesday, midday, Australian Eastern Daylight Time. Would love for you to join us for that one as well. Huge result for Australia. Guys, thanks very much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. What a win for Australia. 1-0 Canada. Popovich, fantastic. Another Popovich masterclass. Unbelievable. Cheers, guys. Hit the like button on the way up. See you in the next one.